Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm sitting here. I've got about half an hour till I've got to leave the house. I've got a lovely big bottle of Coke in my hand, and I'm looking forward to playing some more Stealthing too. But I thought I'd take this opportunity while I'm thirsty and I'm parching it to talk about the game. And now that I've played a fairly large or a fairly reasonable amount of it, I think I can sort of not so much as review it, because I don't want this to be a review. I want this just to be some fun between you and me. I just want to talk a little bit about what the game is like so far, how easy it has been, what it is like in relation to the fact that it's free on PlayStation Plus, whether I think it was a good choice, and whether I think in total whether the game is actually any good. So excuse me. Lovely. Right, so from what I've seen so far, the story's pretty straightforward and it's not very important. It's just nice to have a little bit of fun artwork in the background and a really, really nice story, because it's not too in-depth, and but again, it's not just thrown away. There's a nice little bit of I tell you what, it feels like a lot like Thomas Was Alone kind of storytelling, where it's minimal, it's based around the puzzles, there's a nice level of humour in there, it's enough to keep you interested in what is going on with the story, as well as keeping you involved in the gameplay. A lot of puzzle games, especially these lower budget indie games, well, I say lower budget, these games are not getting lower budget anymore, they're starting to get quite high budget, pardon me, but non-AAA sort of release titles, it's nice to see them not focused solely on the story and just with a little unique twist on gameplay, but to have a really strong puzzle. It sort of throws me back to the old PlayStation 1 games where there wasn't a lot of graphic power. It was solely based on gameplay. It was a good game or it was a bad game. It was as simple as that, and story and graphics didn't really contribute a large amount because they weren't as powerful as they are today. And again, I think I referenced it in a previous episode, I find that this game throws a lot back to Abe's Odyssey, where it was those early puzzle games where you pick up little moves as you go forward. The story, as I've pointed out earlier, is quite similar, with the people being turned into food, your clones being turned into food, and the Budokans being turned into food in Abe's Odyssey. So there's a nice parallel there, and it is a nice bit of nostalgia. I think the artwork, as you can see, you know, there's little bits of blood, there's little bits of factory work and piping going on back there. It's really small, it's really minimal, but it's really entertaining and it's really pretty to look at. And I don't mind looking at it for hours at a time, especially if I'm trying to solve a puzzle in that room. The artwork is enough to not look like it's some blank grey canvas. It's nice, it's colourful enough to not be boring, and it's dull enough to not seem childish. The score is really repetitive. I think one of the biggest problems with any game is getting the score right, because you need to know that the players who are going to be playing this game are going to be listening to that score for hours and hours on end, especially if it's a puzzle game. You're going to be listening to the same room music for fucking hours at a time, and you need to not find that noise annoying. You need it to be almost like a white noise, something that just plays in the background without you knowing about it, but isn't just this loud silence. And the score really does achieve that. Gameplay wise, really fun. I can't recommend this game enough if you're willing to sink maybe a $5 into it. I wouldn't recommend more than that, because the game itself is not very meaty so far. I imagine there's a lot of stuff to do in it, but for me, I like to rate what the game is worth based on your first initial playthrough. You know, your first, I've started the game, I've now finished the game. You know, beginning, cutscene or whatever to credits. That is the game, that is what you're paying for. Anything else beyond that is optional, and therefore should be little extras. You know, side missions, side content, all that kind of stuff, collectibles. It's not stuff. I'm not paying to play 5 hours of game and 90 hours of collectibles. That's not what I'm paying for. I'm paying for my game. So, you know, from what I can gather, this is not going to be an exceptionally long game. It's going to be quite a difficult game. But I'd say about £5 to £6, £7 tops would probably be what I would want to pay for this game. The fact that it's free on PlayStation Plus is a steal. It's fucking brilliant. It's probably the highlight of this month's games, because they've not been very strong in the last few months. Limbo was obviously a nice little throwback, because that came out a long time ago. That was one of the early sort of indie games that came out and had a unique art style and a strange but interesting story. It kind of set the staple, set the bar for those type of games, and that PlayStation market, that Xbox Live market, it set the staple for the quality of games we expected. So I'm not really too fussed about it. It's nice to have it there, but I don't think it really enriches the game, that enriches the month's worth of free PlayStation Plus. I don't think it really adds anything to it. It's just nice for it to be there. I mean, I played it a couple of years ago back on PlayStation 3, so you know, for me it was just nice to have a little piss around on it, really. It was quite fun. I haven't looked at any of the other ones yet. I have yet to go on. I've been on SoundShapes for about 2 minutes, just to sort of have a see what it's like. I'll probably start doing a couple of short videos, because again, it's a puzzle game and that'll take me ages. I don't want to be doing this for every single one. That'll just be a little one. I just really like this game, which is why I've made it such a long series so far. But SoundShapes, I'll get to that another time. And I believe Tomb Raider was the other one, the little top-down or 3D sort of isometric view kind of game. That I'm not sure what that is like. I don't know how it's going to work in a Tomb Raider setting, whether it's just slapping a story on it, on just a model. I don't know if it's going to fit, but we'll see. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, gameplay wise, this game is good. The puzzles are challenging. The difficulty curve spikes quite heavily, sort of in the sort of mid-early game, but it prepares you for that in such a way as that it doesn't go to the point where, okay, this is really easy and now it's fucking hard. It's just like, right, now you're in the game. We've done the tutorial, you know how to jump, you know how to crouch, you know what all these buttons mean. Now you're playing the game. That's the difficulty spike. And once you get used to that, once you get over that initial hump, you're fine, you're sailing. This is a game for kids, this is a game for adults, this is a game for anyone who wants to have a muck around on it. And it's a lot of fun trying to figure out the puzzles yourself. Just don't do what I've been doing and try and overthink it. Sometimes the best solution is the fucking obvious one, as we have seen in previous fucking videos. But no, the game is really fun, and the puzzles are really good. They're really rewarding. I love the inflator, mate. I hope there's more stuff like that, because I think it's brilliant. It's such a great addition, and it's so useful, and it's opened up so many more paths for creating puzzles. I understand the game's got a level editor, so that could be quite fun. But again, puzzle games are I think they're probably one of the most difficult games to make, because you need to create the right difficulty going through the game. And so far, the difficulty spike has been, it's not a spike, it's a curve. It's been a really nice curve. You know, the puzzles have been getting more challenging as we go along. The way to get to the puzzles is slightly more challenging. So it has been really well thought out and really well paced so far. I do hope it gets a lot more challenging as we go on, because right now I'm still solving the puzzles in under sort of like 5 minutes, as long as I don't die too many times. The puzzles seem to be quite easy going as far as that goes. That's probably the point of the game, but I'd like to see some longer puzzles, maybe have to put a bit more thought into it. But then you might delve into the realms of whether it might be cheap puzzle padding tactics. We'll see as we come to that point. But as I said, so far I really am appreciating the game. I'm loving the little cute graphics. I'm loving my little minion. He's absolutely fantastic, and I'm looking forward to more customizing. I'm never a guy who likes customizing. I think customizing in a game like in this sort of way is really fucking cheap and stupid, but I kind of like it. It's kind of cute, really. It's just a little piss around game, isn't it, at the end of the day? It's not a big AAA title, which is what we really want to see in PlayStation Plus. But for now, I'm happy with these kind of games. I'm not, you know, as long as they don't feed me shit, I'm happy to get these kind of games, because they're nice little things you would maybe not want to buy yourself, but might get you into this kind of genre. So, yeah, I would thoroughly recommend this game if you're willing to sink some, just a few bob into it. If maybe you're a bit short this month, and you can't afford to splash out on a £50 new Batman, or you know, pre-order one of these new games coming out, Fallout, Metal Gear Solid. You know, if you're waiting for these games and you're saving a bit of money, maybe splash out on small games like this, because some of them are really nice. You know, this is a nice little, it's not a hidden gem, because it's quite, obviously it's a sequel, and I'd heard about it before it came on PlayStation Plus, as I'm sure a few people had as well. so it's not exactly a hidden gem, but I don't think it became as popular as it really should be, because it's a nice game. And if you are a bit short on cash or trying to save up, I'd definitely say buy this game. It is brilliant. Code please now, yes. Lovely, 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 lovely. So yeah, I'm going to cut this video here. In the next video, which I will record straight after, so you know this will be released at the same day. This will be released at the same day as the next video. I'm going to continue with the game in the next video. We'll leave that as a sort of a mini review. I'm not going to go into too much detail because it is a small game at the end of the day. But yeah, as I said, buy the game, go out and buy it. It's only cheap, and it's now on. It's still free on PlayStation Plus. It might not be at the time of this video's release, but I hope you got it in August, because it was fantastic, and it still is fantastic. I'm going to enjoy it in the next video. I hope you watch it. Thanks very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. In a bit. PlayStation.